Good afternoon, this is Nick Kazine, Chief Operating Officer for BDSec with your weekly stock market and macro economy update. So to start the conversation today, obviously one of the more important things in the news is the vote that the Prime Minister has asked the Mongolian people to make. He's given them two choices. One is to move forward with the mega projects and advance the economy, or two, wait on those projects and maybe institute some austerity, some severe austerity, to account for the fact that the economy won't have the revenues that perhaps they've already projected that they would have in the current budget. So that poll ends tonight, or that vote ends tonight at 10 p.m. Mongolia time. There are two local media outlets that have been doing polling, and both show supportive public opinion for choice number one, moving forward with the mega projects. And the support ranges anywhere from 70% in favor of to about 55% in favor of. So we are hearing that turnout for this vote is fairly moderate, but should the vote itself reflect what we're seeing in Mongolian media, we suspect that if everyone votes for number one, or a majority vote for number one, that the Prime Minister will then choose to move forward with the mega project, specifically Tolgoi and Tavan Tolgoi. We don't think he would ask for this mandate and ultimately receive it and not move forward. So that's our thinking on the subject, and should that come to pass, obviously that would be a much needed boost to the economy. And then on the next big item in the news is obviously the conviction of former South Gobi Sands CEO Justin Kapla, and then two of his accounting staff, who I believe are both Filipino nationals. And this is getting a tremendous amount of press. It's a very, very negative kind of headline for Mongolia at a time when foreign direct investment into the country has collapsed the last 2 years, down 53% in 2013 and 70% in 2014, and this is a really terrible way for the government to kick off 2015. Obviously, we're already in to the year. 2 months have passed. 1 month has passed, and so we ultimately do think that that there's a decent chance that either through an amnesty vote that could occur in the parliament, or perhaps even via a presidential pardon, that these former employees of South Gobi Sands could ultimately go free. But the damage is done, and so that's certainly getting a lot of attention in the press. Bloomberg, the American Chamber of Commerce, and several other press outlets, Reuters, are talking about this, and we think that this is a story that really has a lot of momentum, and so it's very important that the world believe that these gentlemen got a fair trial, and that justice was done. And if that can't be, if that's not believable, then quite clearly Mongolian policymakers need to take action and also really change the way they're approaching these corporate situations where they allege tax evasion and then are actually holding expatriates against their will in the country until those issues are resolved. Globally, it's not a global standard to convict an executive criminally while they are an executive in a civil action or a tax action. with respect to their given country. So that's going to continue to cause problems for the country. So we'll know what the direction is for the country essentially tomorrow, and we think that should the result be positive and should the Prime Minister and the new government decide to act on that, then it's very reasonable to think that the Oyu Tolgoi project could, phase 2 and project financing could move forward, hopefully by mid-year, hopefully before, in fact. And again, we continue to look at Oyu Tolgoi phase 2 as a win, not if kind of proposition. And then, we always do like to close out with speaking about the Mongolian Stock Exchange. And we have seen an uptick in activity as of late going into this decision. Quite a number of companies traded yesterday, quite a number are trading today. I can tell you that BDSec is buying stock for their proprietary account, given these low prices. And I continue to advocate, and frontier investors look at the Mongolian Stock Exchange for the long term. And I say that not only as the chief operating officer of the largest brokerage, but I'm also an investor, and I own several Mongolian Stock Exchange listed companies personally. And I'm actually buying more stocks today. And so to give you a list of a few that I think are worth focusing on, we talked about Gobi Cashmere last week. We would definitely continue buying that. Material Impex, Darkon Neki, and certainly Mach Impex, Mongolia's largest meat company, and Hermes. Hermes has an excellent little business. They're focused on renting out space for construction retailers, and they actually do a very good business in the country with maintenance and repair. So we'll close out with that and be back next week with another update. Thanks for watching.